for a lot of adults, a favorite color isn't really a topic of discussion, though. For those who love the color, it is everything. Purple is my life. And so yeah, she wears purple every day. She has a purple car. She has a purple bicycle. She has a freaking shop selling just purple items. She says that it defines her life. Gradually, she's replaced all the objects in her house with purple colored objects. That's the level of obsession we're talking about. So these people are pretty serious. So things which were purple, purple birds, purple flowers, purple trees, purple foods, purple animals, anything purple under the sun. Whole lifestyle built around a color, and that's Samuel L. Jackson. His favorite color is purple. Hello. In this video, I want to talk to you about the color purple and how for a lot of people, it's not just a favorite color, but more of an obsession. Now, what I want to show you today is that there's a huge fan base for this color, which are really hardcore fanatics of it. So let's get straight into it. Now, first of all, any of you who know me would know that purple is my favorite color. And if you don't know that already, then I'm sure that these pictures will kind of prove that point. In all my life, I've always been drawn to this color. In fact, as far back as I can remember, even in the cartoon characters that I preferred on TV or the food and drinks that I ate as a child, I was always attracted to the color purple. I remember vividly really liking and being fascinated by the mangosteen fruit, because when you eat that fruit, like the juices come out and they really stain your fingers with this vibrant purple color, and that was really fascinating for me. So it's just been something that's been in my life for as long as I can remember, and I've been attracted to this color. So naturally, I grew up to really appreciate this color in all of its different shades. Royal purple, electric purple, lavender, every other shade of purple, from the lightest ones, the bluer ones, the redder ones, the deeper, darker ones. I like many different shades of purple. So even as an adult, I find that the color purple is very soothing and it grounds me and it makes me really happy. I found myself gravitating towards this color and surrounding myself with purple items and purple objects and purple food. And I think I got so into it that I started sharing it with my friends. And at some point I felt like I didn't really want to burden them too much or annoy them too much with just this constant bombardment of purple things. Like I would send them pictures of the purple flowers that I was trying to grow, or I'd send them pictures of purple things, or the purple foods that I made. And I felt like I wasn't sure that people were able to appreciate that at the same level that I was. And I thought there has to be some kind of community out there which appreciates this color as much as I do, who really get it, So, of course, on the internet, you can find any community you want. And so I went on Facebook, and sure enough, there was a Facebook group. In fact, there were several Facebook groups. If I just typed like favorite color purple or something like that, and I found a few, and I applied to a few of them because, of course, they were private groups. So the thing is, to apply to these groups, to become a member of these private groups, they ask you a question in the beginning. So I answered a few questions, something like, what's your favorite purple object? And how long have you liked the color purple? So these people are pretty serious. So I gave my answers, and I didn't get accepted into all the groups that I applied for, by the way. I guess some of them have stricter criteria about the type of answer you give. But anyway, one of them did allow me to join. It's called Purple is My Passion. And from the description, it says it's a fun group for people to share purple pictures, which was exactly what I wanted to do. So perfect. And I joined this Facebook group, and it was just wonderful. Like, people were just sharing all sorts of things which were purple birds, purple flowers, purple trees, purple foods, purple animals, anything purple under the sun. So that was great. And I myself shared my first post. I just showed a couple of pictures where I was wearing the color purple and just said a general hello to the group, like, thanks for welcoming me. Here are some beautiful photos of me wearing the color purple. And the response was overwhelmingly warm and welcoming. It's just very nice. I noticed that some of the people were a bit more enthusiastic. Like you can see this one example here, where it just says, purple is my life. And that really struck a chord in me. I really thought, like, wow, some people really take this very seriously. So I continued using this group and posting my own posts and also viewing other people's posts. And what I noticed was that there was really a lot of activity in this group. I'm talking like tens of pictures every day, and like pictures just getting comments like within minutes of being posted. So it's just really an active community of really like-minded people, and with a single goal, which is sharing the joy of the love of this specific color. There was even like polls asking about which is your favorite kind of purple color. Which shade of purple is your favorite? Do you prefer the ones which are more red or the ones which are more blue? People were really taking these discussions to a very serious level in this group, and it just got me really thinking, like, wow, so I never was alone. Like, I'm not the only one who really just, really, really likes this color. And I had to ask myself, like, does this happen for the other colors as well? Like, do people obsess about red and blue to this extent? So I really wanted to find out, and I was curious enough that I went on to Facebook, and what I did was I tried to gather some numbers on just how many groups there are for each of the different colors, and also for each of those groups, how many members there are and how active those groups are. So what I did was basically I typed in the search on Facebook, looked for groups and pages by typing in like the color followed by the words favorite color and also lover. So like in this example here, I typed in orange lover, and then you get a bunch of groups in the results. And what I did was I filtered them out, removing any groups which weren't actually about the color but were about something else. Like for example, orange, the telecom company, or red, the radio channel, or blue, the boy band, or pink, the artist. So I would filter those out. For example, here you can see it's talking about orange the fruit and not orange the color, so I didn't include that in the numbers. And what I did was, for each group which was actually about the color, I would take the number of followers, as well as when the page was created, as well as when the last post was done, or just the frequency of the post, if that information was available. And I took all the information for the primary colors, or the colors of the rainbow, plus pink, because I had an inkling, or I've met people before who are really obsessed with this color, so I figured, okay, maybe if there's a contender for number one spot of obsession for a color, it would be pink. So I included that in my numbers. And what I did was I put all those numbers in Excel and came up with this chart, which shows us really that indeed the two biggest color preference groups on Facebook are purple, followed rather closely behind by pink, where purple numbers close to a million followers in all the groups, and pink with at about 860,000. So those are pretty big numbers, and the other groups are pale in comparison. Blue comes in at almost 500,000. But even then, if you start taking into account the activity of the groups, that's when you really notice that purple far outclasses all the other groups. Like, there are no groups for color preferences where the users are quite as active as the people who love the color purple. Like, people who love the color purple genuinely are always active in these groups. They don't just create the group and then walk away. They create the group, and then people join the group, and people are posting in these groups on a daily basis, like with a high volume of posts, a high volume of interaction. As I could see on a first-hand basis in just the first random purple group that I joined, there was a lot of interaction. Like, you post the post and people are liking it and commenting it and saying, oh, that's beautiful, that's amazing, this is the best color in the world, like very vocal. And that's what these numbers really are clearly shouting to us. In fact, and how I determine the activity basically is the number of posts per day. So you can see that for the color purple, it numbers we're well in the hundreds. Like you have in the most popular, most active group, you have like 180 posts per day, and none of the other colors even come close to that. So that's very interesting. But so that's already starting to convince me that yes, there is something, this hunch that I had, that there's an obsession for this color, there must be something behind it. But um, I wasn't satisfied, and in case you're not convinced yet either, I went into it deeper, and I went on the internet and I looked for every possible resource I could find on the color purple, and just to see the extent of this, mania for this color. And so let me just share what I found with you. Did you know that the internet's oldest single serving website is purple.com? Now, a single serving website is just basically a website which does one single thing, like what time is it now.com would tell you what time is it. I don't know if that's a real website, but that was on BoJack. Anyway, so that's the idea. So purple.com is a single serving website, and it's the internet's oldest one, and it was finally sold 23 years after its creation for $900,000, which is a lot of money for a domain name. Who would have known that a simple domain name like purple.com would be worth so much money? I'm not sure if even the original owner knew that it would be worth that much. But this original owner who bought it in 1994 didn't even want to sell it. For 23 years, he held on to this domain name until finally he sold it to a mattress company. And unfortunately now, the website is no longer purple. It's this website selling mattresses, which I think is a shame. But that's just one example of the love for purple that you can see on the internet. So that's one. And then if you keep searching, you will find that there are many different stores online which sell only purple items, specialized stores which sell purple things. So there's one, for example, the Purple Store. Basically it says everything we sell is purple, and on this website itself they make the claim that for those who love the color, it is everything. It means passion, individuality, style, and this is a recurring theme I see on the different websites which specialize in the color purple, or which only sell purple things, or which are even just centered around this color. All of them seem to have this common trend of making this very bold claim that purple is everything. It's so important to these people who love this color. So this is the Purple Store, and another example is this website called the Purpleologist, which again is another specialty store which sells only purple things. The tagline there is lover of all things purple. Now this one actually has a physical store located in South Carolina, as you can see here, and it's basically started off by one single person who just loved purple so much they decided to make a website about it and open a store. She calls herself Purple Barb, so you can read about her on her bio is up on this website. But basically she says that it defines her life, and that purple isn't just a color, but it's a way of life. And basically, yeah, she wears purple every day. She has a purple car. She has a purple bicycle. She has a freaking shop selling just purple items. So that's the level of obsession we're talking about here. And that's not just stores. There's also blogs. People who just blog about the color purple. For example, there's this one called the For the Love of Purple, where the blog owner basically just writes about different things which are purple. She writes about her passion and her love for the color purple, and how gradually she's replaced all the objects in her house with purple colored objects. And how she talks about how if it's not purple, she won't buy it. And she talks about the different kind of purple flowers you can get, and purple recipes, and purple foods, and where to get them. So it's just a whole lifestyle built around a color, and that in fact is one of her taglines. And she actually says some people may like pink or blue or yellow or red, but purple people love purple. So again, as I said, this affirmation is made again and again and again on various different websites and various places on the internet, and it's just everywhere. So you can read about her profile as well if you go to For the Love of Purple, the blog. And she also has a Facebook group, by the way. So before we go on with this video, I just want to share a quote about the color purple that I really like, because I like how it gives so much life to the color through the description. So it goes like this: purple is lush, rich, tactile, sweetly and musky aromatic. It is very evocative of sensuality. I could inhale, drink, taste, touch, envision and imagine it exploding all my senses. So this is clearly written by somebody who absolutely loves this color. It's by Colleen Bradley, who is owner and typographic designer at Purple Peony Couture, which is a clothes shop, but it's named after her favorite color, so that's really great. And if you might think that, you know, this color obsession is just a very fringe part of society, and you know, it's some obscure people somewhere who like this color, that's not really true. There are a lot of examples in history about people whose favorite color is purple, and even in contemporary society, in today, in the mainstream society, there are people who really love the color purple and who bring it to the forefront of their lives and careers. For example, Samuel L. Jackson, his favorite color is purple, and that's why his lightsaber in the Star Wars movie is purple, as opposed to the usual, I think it's red and green lightsabers. He has a purple one because he insisted to George Lucas that he's not going to play the character unless he gets a purple lightsaber. And in fact, if you go on his IMDb page, you will see that as part of his trivia, it just lists down the different characters he's played where he's either wearing something purple or using something purple. So Samuel L. Jackson, people, he's a purple person as well. He's a purple lover, just as obsessed as everyone else. So I think it's fascinating. I think it's really intriguing that this color has such a large, vocal, passionate audience and fan base. And I would really like to get into why, and I'd really like to find out why, because as of now, all I've been able to pinpoint is basically that there is this phenomenon. It happens. People get obsessed with this color, but I cannot explain why. Now, I want to just end this video with one last quote from another purple lover, novelist Alice Walker, who in her book The Color Purple, the same one that the movie is based off, she wrote, "I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple in a field somewhere and don't notice it." I think that this quote captures quite well how a lot of purple fans probably feel about this color. So what do you think about the color purple? Are you a fan? Have you noticed that some people are obsessed about it? Are you obsessed about the color yourself? Do you find yourself surrounding yourself with the color purple, or do you have a friend who's like that? If you do, I mean, I'd love to hear about it, and let me know in the comments.